Hello everyone, my name is Gabby and today I'm going to tell you about how to properly gift wrap a present. Once you're done, the product is quite neat and it's also quite satisfying. It's simple, easy, as long as you follow these three simple things. 1. Make sure your folds are nice and neatly creased. 2. Cut the paper as neatly as possible. And 3. Don't use too much tape because it just makes the present look tacky and messy. So first things first, we want to make sure we have all the correct materials. You'll need the present itself, the proper wrapping paper for the occasion, tape to hold the wrapping paper in place, and 4 scissors to cut the wrapping paper. So now that you have all your materials, the first thing you need to do is measure out the wrapping paper needed. So what you'll want to do is roll out the paper and set the present on top. The first thing you need to do is take the wrapping paper, the unrolled side, and wrap it so that it comes to about the middle or a little bit past the middle of the present on top. You want to do this to leave yourself a little bit room for error. Now that you have done that, you can take the roll side of the paper and wrap it across to the middle of the present so that it wraps just to the middle. Now that you have measured this out, you can cut the paper along a straight edge. Most wrapping paper has grid lines in the mid on the opposite of the print side, so you can cut along those dashed lines to make sure that you give nice, straight, and neat lines on your present. So now that you have cut your wrapping paper, what you want to do is unroll it print side down and set the present on top. As you can see, I have already wrapped a present, and it's also very neatly wrapped and tightly taped down and creased very neatly. What you'll want to do is take the top middle side of the wrapping paper of the present, fold it down to the middle and tape it down. You'll want to repeat that with the bottom middle side and fold it up and tape it down on the middle side of the present. Now that you have done that, there will form 2 triangles on the side. As you can see, I've already taped mine down. But the triangles, you will also want to make sure they are sharply creased so that the present remains tightly wrapped. You can fold down each of these triangles and tape them down with a small piece of tape. You want to make sure that your pieces of tape are not too long. Just tape them down on the tip of the corner and make sure they are tightly taped down and wrapped neatly. You'll want to repeat this on the opposite side of the present. Again, you will take the top middle side of the paper, fold it down so that it reaches down onto the present, and tape it nice and neatly. Next, you'll want to take the bottom middle side of the wrapping paper, fold it up, and tape it down onto the present as well. Again, you will take the 2 corners and triangles that have been made on the ends and fold them down towards the middle of the present. Once you've done that, make sure they are sharply creased and tape them down with small pieces of tape on the tip of the triangles. Now that you have done that, your present is nice and neatly wrapped. It's simple and it's tight and clean, and the best thing that you can give to someone. There's so many different ways to get creative with wrapping a present. And all you have to do is start by picking out your paper and following these 3 simple steps. Remember, keep in mind, never use too much tape, always cut the paper as neatly as possible, and make sure that your folds are nice and tightly creased. This will ensure that your present is nice and tight in the wrapping paper. As you can see, I don't have too much room left in this wrapping paper, but just enough to where the person can tear it off. You may also accessorize your present, per se, by using different kinds of bows. There's so many different ones that you can use and so many different ways that you can place them on the present. You just simply take a piece of tape, wrap it around into a circle, and place it on the underside of the bow and tape it on the present. You can get creative and use more than one bow if you would like, or you can leave it simple and just use the one bow. As I said, there's so many different ways to wrap a present. You just have to keep it simple and follow these 3 simple steps.